What's up guys, this is Yacine, and in this video I'm just going to show 3 combos featuring time, win conditions, and decks where you wouldn't really expect them to have, ways of winning in time, because they can usually just either gain life points or inflict damage, and you wouldn't really expect it because they don't really specifically play any weird different cards to accommodate for that. It's not like you gotta play a cowboy or something weird extra. I mean, I guess one of them kind of has to, but it's very easy to access, so it's not like, your engine struggles to do that. So I'm going to start off with K9 Crystron. I'm going to go right into it just so that this video is not too long and doesn't have to be any longer than it should be. So this example is Joe Cool and Solfador. You're going to be going reveal, and then send the Smugger as well, Sofnir, and then search for the Lantern, overlay both for Nash Knight out of everything. And I think you can see where this is going, right? You're going to be attaching Silent Honor Arc. There's a very good reason why you gotta do that. And by the way, again, like you don't have to play anything weird in order to be able to do that. But yeah, Lantern summon itself as well as the Joe Cool. Obviously, this plays into every single hand shop you can think of, but if you're doing this, you're probably desperate. There's already like no time left in main phase 1, so you might as well, because worst case is gonna be a draw. But yeah, summon the Lantern, get your case of K9, and then search for the Izuna, which is relevant, and regardless of the amount of cards in your opponent's hand, the goal is to tribute summon Izuna on top of the Nash Knight with the Silent Honor Arc. Essentially, the goal is just to get the Silent Honor Arc in the graveyard, and whether the Izuna resolves or not, it doesn't matter. And then you go for Silent Honor Dark, and then Smugger, search anything, inclusion into cluster, whatever, who cares. And then this is where you win the game, because you summon back the Sofnir from the graveyard, destroy the Silent Honor Arc, and this card has a really obscure effect where it can actually special summon itself back while you have Silent Honor Arc in your grave, and then it also gains life points equal to the original attack of Silent Honor Dark, which is 28. So we're going to be winning 2,800 life points, and just in case you didn't know, you can crash with Silent Honor Dark, and then revive itself back, and then attack, absorb a monster, and then you can do the Sofnir play. So technically, you can gain 5,600 life points in one single turn. This is also a time win condition through Dark Ruler no more, so if you're going second, you're trying to break a board, and then you manage to break a lot of your opponent's disruption, Silent Honor Arc Nash Knight into Silent Honor Arc in this context can be a board breaker. And then at the very end, your opponent doesn't really have any disruptions because you hit him with the Dark Ruler. This can be a way to still win, despite the fact that you cannot deal damage. You can still gain life points. And ironically enough, because of how important Dark Ruler no more is this format, this is actually better than dealing damage. So, you know what? I'll take it any day of the week. And also, it's not like you're doing nothing after that. It's not like you got a pass turn right away. You can still revive back the Solfador, destroy the Sofnir, and then, summon Tristalos, make Aliskeletus, recycle back a card, and then, blah, blah, blah. And then you can do some more actions, but it doesn't really matter, because if you're doing this, you're trying to gain life points. It's unfortunate. It's not the best way to win in Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously, but just, so that you are aware of the existence of a combo like this that doesn't have to involve, obscure cards that people aren't really trying to play. This is a natural way to win in time. Combo number 2 is going to be any yummy monster as well as any discard. You can win in time. And again, it's not a combo that everybody knows. And honestly, when I heard about it, I was actually kind of shocked because I wasn't really expecting it because it's way too simple. It's actually simplistic. So the very start of the combo is the exact same. And also you're playing around the hand traps by doing that. So it's not even like you lose to any one hand trap, but you kind of do in case your opponent is really, really, really smart. I'll explain why. So you're going to be going to Herald of the Arclight, right? In order to not only check hand traps, but also do a really weird play. And then you're going to be going into the Link 1, and then activate Yummy Surprise right away, revive back a Yummy Monster, and then we're going to be going into the Lollipop, and then revive back 2 monsters. And this is where it gets really awkward. You're going to be linking off for the Okanutsu, blah, 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 no Onari, there you go, Onari. And we're going to be using its effect, and usually, you want this to go through, but not today. Today, we're trying to negate our own Link 2 monster with the Herald of Arclight, just to kill it, and since there's a field spell, we get to inflict 1,500 damage to the opponent. So even if you had to take 100 life points off of the Link 1, it doesn't matter. You're burning for way more, and you still win. This is completely ridiculous, but again, this is the kind of thing that can happen to you, and if you're trying to counter it, and you only have one hand trap and you're scared that your opponent might win in time, again, you can kind of reduce it to a draw just by having any chainable action that you just chain to the Link 2, and then your opponent cannot directly respond to that with Herald of the Arclight trying to negate his own Link 2. He's going to have to Herald negate your own card, and then there's no real way of destroying the Link 2, therefore it is not going to burn you in time. So if your opponent had to pay 100 life points for a Link 1 before, this is going to ensure that you're not taking 15, and therefore you're going to be winning the game. So if you're up game 1, it's not going to end poorly for you. Lastly, this is a way Dragon Tail can win in time. You basically need Lucius as well as any monster in the hand, as well as any Dragon Tail monster. It's not particularly difficult to do, but you do need one weird card in the side deck in order to do that, and honestly, nobody's really doing that, but it is the kind of thing that can happen, and Dragon Tail is a very grindy deck, so in case you don't really have a battle phase and your opponent's taking forever to burn you, you can technically try to survive by doing this. So normal summon, get the 5 mana, and then make the Altherion, recycle back, blah blah blah. The very start of the combo is the exact same. It's not like you gotta play, poorly in order to do that. So again, send your Urgola, summon the Gramel, and then set your 2 traps, and then Urgola effect, put back on the bottom, recycle back your 5 mana. So again, it's not like you had to make a weird play. And then on the opponent's turn, obviously you got all of your disruptions, so Hieratic Seal bounce back an opponent's monster. In this case, I'm doing it like on an empty board just to show you, but you're not trying to bounce back your own Gramel, that's really stupid. Gramel can also pop, you got the Flame to negate a spell card, the Horn to bounce back an attack position monster on the field, you're drawing 2 cards. But then at the very end, you're going to have Hieratic Seal to summon a monster from the deck, and that's going to be Xyz's Ray Pierce. Yes, out of everything you could have summoned, it's going to be the Xyz's Ray Pierce. And then you're going to be going 5 mana, and then Fuse for the, for pretty much anything, I guess Secretarian Dragon, and then you're going to be doing a lot of Chain Links. Chain Link 1, Xyz's Ray Pierce, and then Chain Link 2, I guess the other Dragon Tail monster in your hand that was used as fusion material, and then Chain Link 3, the Altherion in the graveyard, or Gramel, whatever. And Xyz's Ray Pierce actually burns your opponent for 500 whenever it's sent from the field to the graveyard, and it does not miss timing. So we're going to be able to inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and again, there's a world in which your own turn might take some time, and also your opponent's turn might take some time. This could come up, and you only really have to play 1 card in order to do this. It is accessible with Engine, without having to, like I said, play worse. So that is the main thing that I wanted to show in this video. It's not, like I said, it's not like a really in-depth video, and it's not the kind of thing that will come up like too often. I hope so, but I have seen with my own eyes people, negating their own Unari, and the Nash Knight into Silent Honor Dark thing can definitely come up because Nash Knight is very popular. So just in case you're kind of wondering, which monster should I play with Nash Knight? They do feel like they kind of just do the same. I might as well just play the ones that look good to me. Well, I want to say if you're not really sure, might as well be Silent Honor Arc and Silent Honor Dark just because of this one specific interaction, but also because Silent Honor Dark is a card that you theoretically could summon, unlike, Archfiend Seraph and stuff like that. But I guess if you're playing CXC's Nash Knight, you can consider Umbral Horror Masquerade and Masquerade just for that broken effect where you're also halving your opponent's life points. And naturally, you can obviously, win in time with Vanquish Soul just because you're burning for, for 15 with Burger. You can win in time with Raziel just by going to Cowboy or whatever. And then you can win in time with Malice just because you're gaining life points with GWC. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know how you feel about this BS time win conditions. I guess all these time win conditions in the comment section below. And by the way, I will be making a kind of like I guess my thoughts on like the new time rules very soon. I never really had the opportunity to do that before because I was really busy when they were announced. I don't even know if I was even like home. Yeah, actually I wasn't. And then I was just like overwhelmed after that, but yeah, whatever. Expect a video on that soon. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.